Data types store data in memory, right? So how do you define a data type? What do you call a data type? What are those? What are those? Yeah. If you can see this, like pieces of data stored in memory locations called variables. You have to define some variables to store the data. Simply you cannot take the data like some integer value and put it. You have to define some variable. You have to store the value in the variable. So when you define a variable, it will allocate some memory. Are you aware of this? Okay. So each piece of data can have a type which is used to declare a variable. Okay. So this is how you declare the variables. See, you have to see this topic. You feel that it is very easy or very basic, but this topic you have to understand very well, like, because data types. If you say int, it is not only int. It has lot of properties. If you call it, if you create a new object out of int, okay, it is part of system dot object. So if it is an object, like I said, every thing in OOPS or everything in .NET is an object. Okay, it is object-oriented concept. So if we treat this as an object, okay, it has lot of properties and methods. It will give you a lot of functionalities. Okay, we will discuss that in the coming slides. So what exactly you have to understand here is how to declare and name variables. Alright, so you have to declare a variable, you indicate type, give it a name and optionally give it an initial value. Why optionally means if you require it, like if you want your variable, you want to set some value, okay, maybe you want to test it in the development environment, so you will set some value, okay, not always. And then you define a string as some string or something like, okay, this is how you are okay. Variable names can start with a letter. See, till now you must have just only felt that, okay, int or string name, okay, d name or something like that is equal to something, okay. But have you ever thought what exactly this string is or int is? Okay, they are not only data types, they are also objects, right? So what exactly this is? System.char, double, decimal, date, byte.
Class like this.
What I want to say here is every object has methods and properties. Okay, that's right. This you're clear about this. So when I say that I have got some functionalities in integer or string or this kind of data types, and what are those functionalities?
Invoke the functionalities from class like this.
Yeah. Okay. So I get functionalities like this. I dot get type, get dot to string dot equals.
Yeah.
Okay. Why this is useful? If I dot get type, okay, I don't know what is the type of data entered by the end user. Okay. So if I use this method, okay, it will return the type. Okay. If it will say it is a character or a string. Okay. And then if I dot to string, whatever the data has been entered, okay, it will, what it will do? It will convert it to string, okay. Then you have equals j. Whatever the value has been entered, you can compare it with j. Comparison, okay, returns whether two objects are equal. So this kind of functionalities you are getting, okay. These methods you are not writing, right? You are not writing these methods. But how are you getting those methods? By taking them as objects. Okay, this point is clear. So what are we doing here?